In this video, Corey Christiansen is going to teach you how you really only need 2 shapes for your arpeggios and scales, not the 5 that we are normally taught in the caged system. Now, the feedback from a lot of members inside Chase's Guitar Academy is that this made things so much simpler when they're trying to learn 2-5-1 licks and a bunch of other ideas for jazz improvisation. We've had a lot of great classes with Corey. We'll have him back for many more inside Chase's Guitar Academy, and you guys can get all the details in the links below. But without further ado, here's Corey Christiansen teaching you the 2 shapes you need to know for arpeggios and scales.
I only have 2 ways of fingering every scale and every arpeggio. I only have, and maybe I went over this last time we met, but I only have 2 shapes. Here's my first shape. Okay, for like a scale. This would be C. Watch this. This isn't in the handout, but I'm just going to go. A lot of us know that is like the first octave of the caged method. Probably call it, what would we call that one? The E pattern. Is that right? Okay, that's it. I don't think about anything other than that. I only think about 1 octave too, by the way. I only teach 1 octave at a time because most of the time, this is the scale we learn. Okay, and here's the deal. Anybody that studied any piano, they teach you 1 octave at a time. Okay, here's what the fingering is. Ba da 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 cross, ba da 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 ba da ba da ba da da. Right, that's how you do it. And they teach you 1 octave. So my question to everybody that I've ever taught was, why? If the piano makes more sense than any instrument, do they start with 1 octave and teach us a trick? And then on the guitar that makes no sense, we teach 2 octaves. It's twice as much information, and it's very, it's just 10 times more difficult than the piano. And nobody's ever given me a good answer except for, well, you can. You can stay in one position and play 2 octaves. I'm like, that's a terrible reason. It's a terrible reason. So here's the thing. And I know I'm getting off topic a little bit, but it might help some of you guys. I just go that fingering, and then watch. I do the same thing here. Okay, it's the same shape. I go to the 4th string. Now I have to shift there because of those Spaniards, what they did when they were putting the guitar together, and then here. But see, my fingering is exactly the same. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it can be exactly the same. But I have a little shift. I have a trick. So watch this. If I want to connect 2 octaves, see, I just do what the pianists do. Ba da 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 da. I shift under, and then I start my fingering over again. Well, some people say, well, why is that a big deal? Well, I'll tell you why it's a big deal. Watch how easy it is to play a 2 octave arpeggio. And even 3. Octave, octave, octave. Still a little flat maybe. Okay, down in this position, shift. Okay, is this kind of making sense? So I don't have like the 5 or 6 essential fingerings or the caged system at the beginning. I just learn 1 octave. Because 1 octave is easier than 2. It's actually twice as easy. Okay? So then I can start to see 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. If I want to make it a 7th, add a half step. I didn't have to do much. See, I'm trying to learn on like with a concept of addition and multiplication. Okay, so I'm adding 1 note, but then I can multiply it over my fingering. And so I'll start in the key of C, and I'll do C, F, F, F. That was really terrible. I'm kind of rushing through, but right. So anyway, I go around the circle of 4ths, 1 octave. That's pattern 1. It starts with, the scale will always start with one of these 2 fingers. Okay. Now, if I go to pattern number 2, it's going to start with one of these 2 fingers. So you'll see this shape. We call this the G shape in the cage. right? And true, you could do this. I could stretch there and go there, but I don't. I do this. Because when I go to the 5th string and I play the same fingering, it makes more sense to keep the fingering. I don't have to shift. Yeah, you can kind of work with that. And then when I go here to the 4th string, I do have to change my fingering there a little bit. I mean, I guess I don't have to. I could move my finger over, but it makes more sense to just shift it. But now look, here's the kind of the brilliance of this. Is now, if I've got my arpeggio, it's just going to be finger 4, 3, 1. 4, 3, 1. 4, 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay, now watch how I'm going to connect these though. Okay, so I can do a scale like this, 2 octaves, pattern 1, pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 1. Or I can do pattern 1, pattern 2. Okay, now how does this help me? Well, I just reduced all the information. I'm not having to learn much. I learned 2 patterns, and then I just moved them around the fretboard. And this is going to work in a way that that is going to have a lot of synergy, actually, here in just a minute, okay? Because now instead of thinking about where I'm going to play it on the guitar with 5 different options or 6 or 12 different options, I have 2 options. That's it. You know, my playing is always going to come back to it's either this one or that one. And that's a heck of a lot easier, because how many of us have brain freeze when we're trying to play something because we've got so many ideas up here that some of them they start to slip. We start to think about, you know, like, how am I going to get to this? How am I going to get to this line? I've got so many options. And then boom, the line's gone. Now all of a sudden G7's here, and now you're having a panic attack on G7. And guess what? You're never going to make it to C. Resolution's never going to happen. And you go into like a complete freeze mode. That happens to everybody, right? I mean, it's happened to me. Chase, has it happened to you when you were younger, younger and you were developing language? Yeah, of course. It totally has. So my thinking was, as a pedagogue and as a teacher, I'm like, I need to make it easier, not harder. Being a better teacher doesn't mean you explain things more advanced and more complicated. Being a good teacher means you explain things more simple, right? And try to get it in a simple way. So that's what I'm always trying to do. I'm looking at these, and I know I got off of this language thing, but I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a heads up about like how I approach the fretboard, because maybe it would help some of you when you're starting to juggle like what feels like a lot of information. But it might not be as much information as you think, right? It just feels like it is because you've maybe even told yourself this is a lot of information. See, I look at this and I go, Joe Pass isn't playing that much information. He's got variations of fundamentals, and that's really what it is. It's variation of fundamentals. Okay, so look at this first line. This is actually going to be really burning.
If you guys want to see the rest of this masterclass from Corey, just sign up for Chase's Guitar Academy using the link in the description below. You'll also get instant access to Corey's first masterclass with us, Jazz Guitar Fluency, and you'll have access to all the other masterclasses that Corey's going to be doing in the coming months. So I will see you guys there, and I know you'll love it.